Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jill, also known by friends and family as Jillybean, which now includes you. In today's video, I have been collecting makeup for a while now, and we are going to do a full face of makeup under $5. So nothing in this video is more than $5, each individual product. And these are good products also. They're products that I recommend and that I like, and I would wear them if they were $5 or $500. So if you're interested in some affordable, amazing makeup, stay tuned. Let's get into today's video. Before we get started, I'm just gonna put on a headband to get my hair out of the way. Okay, and now we're ready. I've already washed and moisturized my face, so we're just gonna go straight in with primer. And the primer that I'm using that is under $5 is the LA Girl Pro Prep HD High Definition Smoothing Face Primer. This is a really affordable primer, and it's more of that silicone consistency, so it's going to fill in your pores, which I'm looking for, especially right here and right here. I'm really pressing the primer into the pores so that when I put my foundation over, they'll be blurred and filled and it won't look like I have such big pores. I'm also going to put some in my T-zone, so on my forehead, on my nose, and on my chin. And then whatever I have left on my hand, I'm just gonna spread that all over my face so that my whole face has a little bit of primer on it, but the most of it is focused in the T-zone. And I actually like to put on my concealer before my foundation. I feel like it helps me not cake on too much makeup under my eyes because I do have those dark circles. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. For my under $5 concealer, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Hydro Camo Concealer. This is not normally under $5, however, it's been on sale at Ulta for a while, and it's been anywhere from $3 to $4. So if you see this on sale, it's usually around $6, but if you find it on sale, I do highly recommend it. It's a great price even at the full price, but typically if you want to buy this from the website or from Ulta, you can get deals and you can easily find this for under $5 like I did. The concealer is on. I'm just gonna let it sit a little bit, maybe like 30 seconds to a minute. This really helps thicken the coverage and give you more coverage than if you just blended it in right away. So I'm gonna let it sit for just a little bit and then I'm gonna blend it in. This is actually a new brush. I got it on Amazon. I will link it down below. It's called, I don't know what it's called. Let me find the packaging. It's a concealer brush by Beauty Junkies. This is the first time I'm using it. I actually don't usually use under eye concealer with a brush. I usually put it on with a sponge. So this is the first time I'm using it, and I think that it's blending out really nicely. And so far, so good. I think it blended out really nicely on this eye so far. It has more coverage than if I blended it out with a sponge, and it doesn't look dry or crepey or anything. Now when I do my concealer, it's also really important to me that I get the inner corner of my eye right here because I get a lot of darkness there as well. And then any extra product, I'm just gonna spread it out over my lid to kind of act as an eyeshadow base and then to cancel out any discoloration up there as well. I do have really dry under eyes. I feel like that's the biggest point of contention for me. I've always had them. They've never gone away. They've gotten better with some products that I use, but they've never fully gone away. And I feel like if there's one thing in my beauty routine that frustrates me the most, it's my under eyes. The best thing you can do for your under eyes before makeup, if they are crepey and have lines and you're trying to cover that up, is to use a moisturizer both under your eyes but also all over your face. I'll also link the video down below where I talk about why I do my concealer first. But in general, I just feel like it helps with the blend with my foundation a lot more than if I do it on top of my foundation. And also because I do have such dark circles, if I put on my foundation first, I feel like I go way too hard with the concealer if I don't do it first, because the difference between my flawless foundation skin with my under eyes is just so drastic. So I put way too much on and then it cakes up. Now that my under eyes are super nice and bright, I'm gonna go in with my foundation. Foundation I'm gonna be using is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is a really popular foundation. Tons of people use it and rave about it. It probably is the best foundation drugstore and it's the cheapest. So it usually retails for $7.99. However, there are always sales going on, and I got this from CVS for $3.99. There was a coupon for the specific foundation. However, if you sign up for rewards with CVS, they mail out coupons for 40% and 30% all the time. So it's also really easy to get discounted items from CVS if you're looking for a discount on this. I'm going to be using the shade natural ivory. I do have a little bit of a tan, so I don't know how this is gonna work, but we'll see. I'm gonna pour some right on my beauty blender. That might have been too much, but we'll see. And to put foundation on, I just make dots all over my face. I definitely think that was too much foundation, but I'm just gonna blend it out. It'll be fine. The shade is slightly too light for me, but barely. So I think it's fine. I think this is still a good match for me. And I'm not dragging any of the product under my eye since I already have the concealer on. I'm just going up right to the line where I made the concealer, and that's it. I'm not gonna do double foundation and concealer because that'll just be way too crepey. I like to eat crepes, but I don't like to look like one, that's for sure. My favorite crepe is probably Nutella and banana. I love Nutella and banana. Putting Nutella and banana on anything is never a bad idea. So that just blended out super easily, super well. I was a little afraid that I put way too much product on, but my sponge soaked up a lot of it, so it ended up being totally fine. Now this is a matte foundation, so I definitely don't feel like I need to go in with a powder. I'm gonna let it set in for a minute or two, and then I'm gonna go on with my bronzer. If you wanted to make this process faster, you could go with powder, but I don't have an under $5 powder right now, so I'm just gonna go straight in with bronzer. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. palette. Now this e.l.f. palette is not under $5, it's like $8. However, I'm only gonna be using the bronzer shade, and there's 4 shades in here. So I say that's really $2 for one bronzer. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go into the more warm tone bronzer right here, tap off the excess, and that was a lot. Oh geez. And I'm just gonna start bronzing. I'm gonna try not to pull it too far in. I feel like recently I've been pulling my bronzer way too far in. So I'm just gonna stop up there, and then I'll reassess when I have all my bronzer on. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it a little bit shorter than I usually would. And I'm gonna go around my temples and my forehead as well. I'm using this more compact brush because I really wanna be more precise with my bronzer. I don't wanna get it all over my face. So I'm using this blush brush actually from Japanesque, and I'm liking it a lot more for bronzer than I ever did for blush. So I think I'm actually gonna keep using it for my bronzer. Bronzer is done, and now I'm going in with blush. This is the Essence Mosaic blush. The reason I got this is because I really love this NARS blush called Outlaw, and it has some shimmer in it, but really what I like about it is the color. It's like this deeper pink, and I thought that this looked similar, and this is a lot cheaper than NARS blushes, so we're gonna go in with this. Essence in general has some really great products, and they're super affordable. You will see in this video a lot of different Essence products because they are one of the cheaper options. I'll get into more of the products that I like as we go through the video. I just wanted to say now, if you're looking for affordable makeup, Essence is definitely a really fantastic brand. Looks like I got a sunburn, but I didn't because I wear my sunblock. So my base is done. I'm just gonna go back in with a sponge and really press everything into my skin. I wanna make sure everything is melting together and just making sure that it all looks nice and non-crepey. Because remember, we like to eat our crepes, we don't like to look like one. So shocker here, my next product is a highlight, and that highlight is also by Essence. This is the Pure Nude Highlighter by Essence, and so many people rave about this highlighter. They say it just gives the most natural finish. Mine is in the shade Be My Highlight, and the reason I'm using this is because I have a lot of texture on my cheeks, and I try to mitigate that situation as much as I possibly can. I'm taking this Wet n Wild highlighting brush, and I'm going to dip in. Essence products are a little bit more powdery than others, so just be careful that you're making sure that you're tapping off the excess before you put it on your face. Let's go in. Yeah, that's a very pretty highlight. It's more subtle than some of my other highlights, like I have the Maybelline Master Chrome, and I have the Becca highlight, the loose powder. But this is much better in not picking up the texture on my face. For some reason, I have a lot of texture right here and right here. I have my pores over here, and then I have bumps over here. So it's not the best when putting on makeup. So you guys can see over here, my highlight is looking poppin'. However, it's not overdone. It's not way too much. It looks very nice and natural and smooth and not chunky. Now I'm gonna take my headband off because I feel like I don't need it anymore. Let's get the hair back in action. I feel like putting my hair down just makes everything look better. Even if my makeup looks janky, if my hair is looking good, then I feel much more confident in my overall look. I feel like my lips are really looking pale right now, so I'm gonna go in with some lip color. For my lip color, I have the Perfect Precision lip liner from LA Girl. This is a really, really pretty color. It's a very nice lip liner. I'm gonna use this as my all over color, and then I'll go over with gloss or something on top. But for now, I'm just gonna go in with this pencil liner. Lip liner is probably the one thing I can't talk while I'm doing. For obvious reasons, my lips would move. I will just fast forward during this point. I'm gonna leave a little bit of the center with no product on it to make my lips look bigger than they actually are, but I think it looks very pretty and it's very creamy. LA Girl is another brand that is typically really cheap at the drugstore, especially for funky colors. They have a really cool selection for eyeliners that are all different pastels and bright colors, so if you're looking for something like that but on a budget, check that out. I'm just gonna put some chapstick on. My lips feel really, really dry. They kind of always feel really dry, to be honest, but this is just some Palmer's Cocoa Butter Lip Balm. And I do have a video that recently came out that goes through all of my favorite and most moisturizing and budget-friendly chapsticks. I will link that down below as well. But I can't really ever go without having chapstick on my lips, so I always have to put something moisturizing on. I'm gonna go back over with a little bit of the lip liner because I lost some of the opaque color. Just want to get it a little bit more dark. There we go, lips are done, and all I really used was chapstick and this couple dollar lip liner from LA Girl. Now I do have an eyebrow product that I recommend from e.l.f., but I cannot seem to find it anywhere, so I'm gonna go do my brows off camera with the Boy Brow. It's definitely not under $5, it's more like $13, but it is still a good option. It's not that expensive. I'm just not gonna include it in this because it's not under $5. My eyebrows are filled. They look a little bit like too much, especially on camera, because there's not that much contrast between everything going on my face, so I feel like the brows are a little bit dark. I think that I have to go get them done. I haven't really the entire pandemic because I just haven't left my house, but now that things are opening up, I think I'm gonna go get my brows done because I think that they really need to be done. They're just like way too thick right now. For my eyeshadow look, I actually got one of these e.l.f. quads. They have a bunch of different colors of these, and these are $5. It's actually a really great price, and the formula is nice. This is my favorite color of the quads. I wanted to show you guys a fresh new one, and it's called the Bite Size Eyeshadow in Pumpkin Pie. This is definitely my favorite color scheme of all of them. But I'm gonna go in with the lightest brown shade right here, tap off the excess, and just go in my crease. I'm not gonna do a crazy eye look. It is the middle of the day. I have work today. I have a meeting with my boss later, so I'm not gonna go ham on the eyeshadow. I don't usually either. I like to keep it pretty natural, so that's what we're gonna do. That is one thing with some of these cheaper makeup items. Even though they perform really, really nicely, they are a bit more powdery than some high-end ones. I mean, of course, there's high-end products that are also powdery, but just be careful that you're making sure that you're tapping off all of the excess of your products before you put them on your face, because you don't want like this huge stripe of color. Okay, I think that looks nice. It's definitely starting to tie in the brows a little bit more because they are so dark. I'm gonna go in next with this deeper color, and I'm gonna deepen that crease and the outer corner. It is looking a little bit patchy right here, but I have very finicky eyes and they're very difficult to work with, so I don't think that's the fault of the shadow. I think that's just my eye. I'm gonna take the brush I was using before for my bronzer, and I'm just gonna sweep away some of that fallout that I have. I'm gonna do the same thing on my left eye, so I'm going in with this darker brown color, just placing it on the outside of the eye. I'm also just going to very gently drag it into my crease area. I have this brush that is super, super tiny, and I'm going to line my bottom lashes with the darker brown color. And I'm gonna stop about halfway in. I don't need that definition. along the entire lash line. I just want it a little bit to connect the top to the bottom. I'm going to take another brush, this is a clean brush, and I'm going to go back into the lighter brown color, tap off excess, and then blend it out on the lower lash line. And before I go in with these glitters, I'm gonna go take some of the highlighter and place it strategically on my eye to brighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna do some under the brow bone. Again, this is the Essence Pure Nude highlight in Beat My Highlight. I think I'm gonna go with this top one, which is the outer shade right here, and I'm gonna go in with my finger. I'm just gonna press that onto the lid. I'm not going too far in or too far out. I'm just going really right in the center. And then after that, I will decide more so where I want to place everything. As you can see, everything is really starting to come together and melt together and look very seamless. Another item I bought were these eyeshadow toppers from e.l.f. These are the liquid metallic eyeshadow. This is in the shade Moon. These are $5 as well, so really, really affordable. A lot of people like those Stila Magnificent Metals, or I don't even know what they're called. A lot of people like those, but those are in the $20 area, and these are $5. So this is what the packaging looks like, and I'm just gonna take some out. It's more of like a flat paddle brush, and I'm gonna put this right in the center of my eye. And I'm just gonna blend it a little bit into that darker color on the end. Okay, I think that's pretty, and I don't think that it's too chunky to put on your inner corner. I think it actually looks really nice. That is my eye look. I do kind of wish my brows were lighter, but it'll do. My eyeshadow came a little bit darker than I was anticipating actually, so it's fine. But now let's go in with mascara. If they came up with a product one day to make this better, I would really, really appreciate it. I just feel like it can be really damaging for your eyelashes, and you can actually rip some out by accident. So I just hate curling my eyelashes, but it's like such a necessary step. I'm gonna be using the Essence Lash Princess. It's a little bit of a tongue twister if you try to say that fast. So this is one of my favorite mascaras of all time, like literally of all time. It's such a great mascara. And the last time I used it, it made my eyes burn really bad. But I think that it was just old or something, because I got a new one and it's not making my eyes burn. So I'm really excited. It's just such a great lengthening and volumizing mascara. I feel like with a lot of mascaras you get one or the other, but this one has everything in one package and it's really, really cheap. Alright, I already got some on my eyeshadow right here. That's okay. I'm gonna wait for it to dry and then I'll go back in and fix it. I have like hooded eyes, kind of. Maybe not even kind of, just hooded eyes, and it's really difficult for me to not get mascara all over my face, to be perfectly honest. Yep, I got it all over my eyelid already. Oh yeah, look at those lashes. And you would not believe me if I said this is drugstore mascara that's a couple dollars. This could be high-end mascara, it's so good. Okay guys, and that is it. That is my entire makeup routine using only products that are under $5. Nothing on this list, nothing that I used today, I paid more than $5 for, and I can highly recommend every single product. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.